I spent 10 days in Portugal in the beautiful cities of Lisbon, Porto, Sintra, and São Miguel Island of the Azores. And I definitely have to share that experience with you. So we landed in Lisbon early Sunday morning, still half asleep but buzzing with excitement. First stop, we had to get some nourishment, so we went to the Copenhagen Coffee Lab. It was the perfect way to start our day in Portugal. Across an ocean. We traveled
to go into another.
we traveled so far just to go to an aquarium. After breakfast, we headed to Praça do Comércio, one of the most iconic squares in Lisbon. Sitting right on the Tagus River, this place used to be the getaway to Portugal during the age of exploration. Gorgeous coastline of Portugal. And down here we have some wow sculptures handmade by, I believe, that gentleman right there. You know, not visible. Nonetheless, very, very beautiful, I have to say. Standing here, you really feel how important Lisbon was to the world centuries ago. Next, we hopped on a bus to the Lisbon Oceanarium. And wow, it was unreal. It's one of the largest aquariums in Europe. We saw sea life from all over the planet. Sharks, rays, penguins. And the highlights? Otters just casually snacking on a crab, like it was lunchtime and we weren't watching. After that, we had to visit the National Tile Museum, and this one surprised us. Portugal's famous tiles, called azulejos, aren't just decorative, they tell stories. We would recommend getting the Lisboa card. You can get a 24, 48, or 72-hour pass. You're able to visit a lot of the spots that are listed in the attractions itself. So the Tower of Belém and the Geronimo Monastery are some of the ones included. We actually didn't know about this. And the National Tile Museum was one of the attractions that we could have saved on. So definitely look into what sites you want to visit first and then purchase accordingly. The museum is set inside a former convent and showcases tiles from the 15th century till today. One of the coolest pieces is a massive panoramic tile mural of Lisbon before the 1755 earthquake, giving you a glimpse of the city that no longer exists. By then it was finally time to check into the hotel, relax a bit, and get ready for the next day because Sintra was calling. Our first stop in Sintra was the Castle of the Moors, and this place feels straight out of a movie. It was built in the 8th and 9th centuries. The castle dates back to the Islamic rule of the Iberian Peninsula. The Moors used it as a defensive fortress, strategically placed along the hills to spot incoming enemies. Walking along the stone walls, you get insane panoramic views. Albeit, when we went, it was really, really foggy. We got to see this little town called Sintra. And it's a reminder that Portugal's history is deeply layered, blending Islamic and Christian influences. Next up, we saw the National Palace of Peña, easily one of the most colorful castles in Europe. Built in the 19th century, it's a mix of Romanticism, Gothic, Moorish, and Renaissance styles. Basically, architectural chaos, but in the best way. Fun fact, it was one of the first romantic castles in Europe, and the bright colors weren't just for show. They were meant to stand out dramatically against the green Sintra Mountains. But when we went there, the paint was definitely wearing off. Is that the wind? This was completely off the itinerary, but our Uber driver told us it's a must. So we went to the Quinta de Regularia, and this place is a pure mystery. The estate is packed with hidden tunnels, symbolism, and secret meanings tied to Freemasonry, the Knights Templar, and alchemy. The famous initiation well looks like a spiral staircase into the earth and was never used for water, only for ceremonial rituals. It's really one of the most intriguing places we visit. I have to say, that was absolutely breathtaking. And right down the well, it goes into a very well-lit cave, and it's quite the sight to see. Definitely worth the visit, and wasn't even on our list. And I'm having a cappuccino and pasta de nata. So this is a taste test. I've had some before, but it's nice trying different places and see how they taste differently. It's not that half bad. I did like yesterday's better. The next day, we're ready. That right there is the Tower of Belém. And we are going to check it out. There's a lot of people there. Back to Lisbon. We stopped by the Belém Tower, a World Heritage Site. This is the line to wait for the Tower of Belém. It was built in the early 1500s and once guarded the entrance to the city's harbor and became a symbol of Portugal's Age of Discovery. This is where many explorers, including Vasco da Gama, would have passed before sailing into the unknown. Going to the Geronimo Monastery. And right near it is the Geronimo's Monastery. And this place is breathtaking. It was funded by the wealth from Portugal's spice trade. Vasco da Gama is actually buried here, and the monastery represents the peak of Portugal's global power during the 16th century. We have over here the pastel de nata from Pastéis de Belém. This is supposed to be one of the best pastel de natas in all of Lisbon. So the recommendation was a little bit of icing sugar that they allow, and a little bit of cinnamon. Woo, that's a lot of cinnamon. I look like a coke addict with all the the powdered sugar out here. So Bismillah, here goes nothing. That's actually really good. Honestly, this is the best one I've had so far. Mostly because it's warm. All the other pastel de natas we've had were not warm. And this one has a creamy white interior, which I really didn't see with the other ones that we got from the local shops near our hotel. So, 10 out of 10. Mantegaria. And I was told by a local, one of the Uber drivers, that this is actually better than the one near the Tower of Belém and the monastery. So we're going to try this pastel de nata. Looks good. Bismillah. It's a lot creamier.
Okay.
The crust isn't as defined, but that's because I think the crust got on the bag. After all that history, we headed to Time Out Market. The market is curated by Time Out editors, so every food stall represents some of Lisbon's best chefs and restaurants. I got to try bacalhau à brás, which is one of the most famous dishes from Portugal, made from cod, onions, about matchstick-sized fried potatoes, and it's all bound together, almost like a cake with eggs. After Time Out Market, we had the opportunity to take a trolley back to the hotel. From there on, we rested for the next day, which was a trip to the train station, and from there, beautiful Porto City.